Hey everybody, an all-new edition of Craft Brewed Sports starting up here in just a minute. This week, we got like all the playoffs happening this week, so we are rating this one on the Major League Playoff schedule. Our beers this week on the Major League Playoff schedule from MLS all the way to NHL. So Scott, let's go to you first. What are you drinking tonight for your beer, and how would you rate it on the playoff scale from MLS all the way up to NHL?
I'm drinking Fuck Spectrum Internet.
Okay, but what beer are you drinking for real?
I
Okay.
think
I can't hear shit.
I think they took them off air. They heard and they blocked them.
All right, Scott is drinking Coastal IPA from Dubco Brewing. This one is a 7% ABV brew. It's 4.12 caps on Untapped. I've had it before, and I would say I'd put this one at like an NBA playoff level. Like, it's pretty solid. It's not a great beer, but it's also a really good. It's got some good vanilla flavor and some good additional flavors as well. Drew, what are you drinking this week?
I am drinking Simply Different from the Abnormal Beer Company. Not sure where they're from. Apologies on that one, but oh my God, I'm so excited. It's a Cherry Limeade Imperial Berliner Weiss, and I cracked it and the foam came out pink and fluffy like cotton candy. I'm very excited. First sip, it's got a nice tart flavor to it. You can definitely taste that cherry. I'm going to hold out and wait for that limeade. So on a scale of MLS to NHL playoffs, I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in at a college football playoff.
Oh wow!
Or you said Major League. That's my fault. That's
good. That's good. That's major. That's a major sport. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair enough one to go with.
I wanted to go March Madness, but I feel like that's too far. You know what I mean? Like March Madness is up there. Like that's top 3. Easily.
That's good. That's good. I would be okay with you rating your beer on any of those. Those can absolutely be included. This week I am drinking. That's what's up. This is from Hill Brewing Company in Bronx, New York. It's a 7.5% ABV New England IPA. This one's 3.78 caps on Untapped. It is hazy. It is delicious. It is going down smooth. I am going to crush this beer tonight. I would say on the scale from MLS all the way up to NHL, I mean, this one's up there. This has to be like NFL playoffs, prime time conference championship weekend. Like it's must see TV when it comes to the playoffs. Let us know below what you're drinking. Give us a share, help us out, and let us know where your beer ranks on the playoff scale from MLS all the way up to the NHL playoffs. I have no idea if Scott's going to be on the show tonight. We'll see. But an all-new edition of Craft Brewed Sports starting up right now. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday night, and that means it is time for an all-new edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. Normally hanging out with me is Scott, but he moved, and now his internet's all jacked up. So I have no idea if Scott's going to be on the show. I don't know if he's going to be in and out. I guess we'll see. Scott, did you make it back in?
Do we have?
I hate everything.
There he is. There's Scott. All right.
Guys are exciting. All right.
Scott, how you feeling tonight, man? Okay, good talk, Scott. Good talk, Scott.
All right, let's go.
I'm feeling awful.
You hide it very well, my friend. You really do.
Fucking Spectrum, man.
Also with me is Drew. Drew, how you feeling tonight, man?
You know, man, it's tough. It's been a long week or two. There's just so much going on these days that it like, honestly, it's hard to get through every single day because of everything happening in our world right now. And like, honestly, I don't know if I can handle this much more playoff baseball, baby. Let's go. Red legs, baseball, playoffs every day. 8 games today for playoffs. Let's go. This is what I'm talking about right here, boys. We waited all friggin' summer for this shit. And on the last day of September, we get what we deserve as sports fans, and that is the epitome of professional sports here in America. Hell, here in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Drew, very
Can't
amped up for playoff baseball. After today, I'm not as much amped up after that awful game between the Reds and the Braves. We'll talk about that a little bit later on when we stick to sports. Also, hopefully we have an interview tonight coming up. We have the former middleweight champion of the world, Kelly Pavlik, that is supposed to be joining us at 8:30, so be sure to stick around for that. This is the last ever for this season, Do That Hockey. If Scott can make it work, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see if Scott's going to be able to make that work. Yeah, we got a lot to get to. So let's, before we get into all that, and Robert Taylor calling us out for not starting the video portion, I apologize, Robert Taylor. I'm trying to vamp for Scott and give him some time to get in, get the video started, get everything going. We got a lot going on here. Also, we want to give a shout out to Belly Up Sports, our new home for this streaming show and for our podcast. Be sure to give them a shout out, bellyupsports.com. They got tons of awesome articles out there. Go hit them up. While I'm in the selling mood, why don't we give a shout out to Beer Drop as well. This is where we get all our beer for the shows, everybody, and this is where you should too. If you want award-winning craft beers delivered straight to your door starting at under $4 a serving, our friends at Beer Drop can hook you up. Just fill out your flavor profile, sign up for one of their monthly plans, and they will curate a box of fresh award-winning craft beer that will be sent directly to your door. You can swap out beers, add more, and even skip a month. And if you don't like commitment, you can still go and order delicious beers to be delivered right to your home. Just go to craftbrewedsports.com/beerdrop for $5 flat shipping. That's craftbrewedsports.com/beerdrop.
Sell out.
All right, fellas, let's go to Mookie first because I feel like that's probably the safe bet. I think we should.
Yeah, that's a safe one right there.
We should probably go that way. So this is on deck, and Mookie, when you are ready, you're on deck.
Charge. Speaking of on deck, they are rolling the tarp back out on the field in Cleveland because for some reason they thought it was a good idea to have a weather delay while it was just wind, and that's it.
Dude, it was 40 miles an hour.
When it started to pour sideways with gusts up to 37, they're like, we're good now. Let's play some ball. And after three batters, two doubles, and a run for the Indians, they're like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put the tarp back out there. But that aside, let's talk about some exciting stuff that happened this weekend in sports. I don't know how many of you are soccer fans. Correction, I know none of you are soccer fans out there. But at the same time, I think we can all sort of enjoy what happened in the Carabao Cup, which is it's like the U.S. Open Cup, but in England, ladies and gentlemen. I think you know about that based on FC Cincinnati's previous failures there. One of the best things in soccer happened in this match where Chelsea, we'll just call them Team A so you people don't completely tune out. Team A is beating Team B 1-0, and we'll call it the fourth quarter because, again, making sure I can relate to what my folks here on this show understand. And in the fourth quarter, Team B is trailing, and one of Team B's key players, call it their star running back, runs off the field because he's got to take a dump. Like, dude just straight up, like, middle of a play.
Sounds like my internet.
Off the field. Yeah, that's exactly right. He pulled a Spectrum, ran off the field, took a dump, and his coach was so furious, the coach ran after him down the tunnel, and they actually have footage of them both running into the locker room. I cannot confirm, but some angles have even seen the guy with a hand on the backside trying to, like, keep that prairie dog up in there.
Hold it in?
But,
it was that bad he had to hold it in?
Apparently so, because he went in and less than 2 minutes later came sprinting back out with the coach in tow. Funny part about it is he was wearing white shorts, and there hasn't been any tweets LeBron style about, residue being discovered. But he ran out. They actually went on to tie Team A 1-1 and then beat them in what we'll call, we know what penalty shots are because of hockey. So they beat them in penalty shots to advance in this tournament. And I got to tell you, there's nothing better in my world than the way that Eric Dyer, the player who had to take this dump, follows this up. Not but 2 hours following the match, he tweets out, Instagrams out a picture of the Carabao Cup Man of the Match award on top of the toilet with toilet paper rolls just kind of strewn about, and goes, the real man of the match. Because I believe he went in and knocked in one of the decisive penalty shots to get his team to advance to the next round.
Does this happen a lot in soccer? Because like in I know I've seen baseball where like they'll run into the clubhouse while they're batting because they know they're not up that inning. So you'll see a guy dip into the clubhouse. And football, you'll see guys run to the locker room or even just piss like right on the sideline. But like, does that happen a lot in soccer? Because you can't sub. And there is no stopping the clock, so you just have to leave, and your team plays a man down the whole time you're deucing.
Yeah, and that was the key. Exactly, you're right. He ran off the field while the match was still going on, and Team A had several chances to extend their lead while he was in the bathroom. So I did a little digging. I did a little research, if you will, about this. It happens more frequently than you would think, but at the top flight level, it's rare that a number 2 shows up in a match because, again, they pump those dudes full of all kinds of drugs, supplements, stimulants, whatever, to make sure this kind of stuff doesn't happen. Now, what I will say is if you ever see a player bending over to tie his ladies, let's be honest, not her shoe because things are different down there mechanically. But if you ever see a guy bending down to tie his shoe on the pitch, look closely, because something's probably coming out of the side of that pair of shorts there.
Robert Taylor is very upset that you're talking about soccer, and I would contend that this is not a soccer story. This is instead a poop story. There's a very big difference.
This is totally a poop story. And I mean, I wish I would have prepared enough so that instead of on deck there in the bottom left, we could show the picture from Instagram, because dude did some work setting that up to photograph well.
Scott literally just dropped from the feed. He's gone. So we were going to go to Scott, but I guess instead let's just go to me. How about that? How about I take over here for On Deck? Good Lord, man. All right, so here's my story for you guys this week. There was a quarterback commit from USC. This dude was looking at, he's a 4-star recruit. He was making his way, like he's going to USC. He's already committed. As you know, California, because of coronavirus, has had a lot of issues. They're not allowed to play. Basically, they've shut down schools and high school sports. So this kid was going to miss his senior year of football, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be able to continue to play, mainly to keep sharp so that he could go to USC, probably early enroll. But he didn't have anywhere to go. He couldn't play anywhere in California. So instead, what his family decided to do was go to Georgia so that he could play at a school in Georgia and keep his eligibility, be able to get a season in, and then go off to USC. Now, the problem is the transfer rules in Georgia are a little strict. And basically what they say is you can only go to Georgia and become immediately eligible if there's a family reason for you to do it. And this guy didn't really have a family reason to do that. His dad is a retired LA cop. His mom works somewhere, very happy family. So they decided to circumvent the rules, and his dad legally ended his marriage with his mom. They absolved the marriage. They basically said, okay, we're not married anymore. That's why I'm moving to Georgia with my son. The dad moved to Georgia. The kid played. And recently that came out in an ESPN article. And because of that ESPN article, everybody in the Georgia Athletic Commission started to poke around a little bit more and realized, oh, wait, you didn't actually absolve this marriage. Like, you did this just as a way to circumvent the rules. So your kid's ineligible. So now the kid has ended up losing his eligibility for the year. He's not allowed to play in Georgia. So one of the funniest stories, I mean, if it was any other school, I'd feel a little bad, but this is a USC commit, so part of me is okay with this. Like, that's I'm kind of fine with the USC kids suffering this this beatdown.
See, this is where I struggle with being a decent human being, because there's a part of me that's like, nah, man, he's a Trojan, right? Let him go to Georgia, get some COVID, and then USC suffers for it later on. But that's just that's the wrong take to have. So I wouldn't say that out loud because that's wrong. But what I really want to know is, like, oh God, I hope Scott's on camera.
I hope that's where his camera froze right there.
I see him move a little bit his eyes open.
All right.
I'm here-ish.
Ish as best as one could be.
Maybe kill your video
Fucking
feed.
shit,
Maybe
man.
kill your
Or
video
turn off
feed.
the incoming video.
Yeah, just do something on your side that'll conserve the bandwidth, man. Like drop your video feed and maybe it'll come through
You know what
better.
the problem is, though? It's probably not the bandwidth, because he could do a speed test and he probably gets 75 down, so that Spectrum be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Your speed test
Man.
was great. And it's like, yeah, asshole, because you like route that directly to the center and back, but any actual information gets lost along the way. Cocksuckers.
Brutal.
Anyways, what I really want to know is, did dude actually legally absolve his
Yes,
marriage?
yes, they legally they divorced basically.
Then I love this even more because it's true hashtag Team Petty.
Right.
Like they followed the exact rules, and they were just like, "Nah, fuck you, man." Like
You didn't
like
really.
you followed the rules, but you're wrong.
Right,
It's like, because you know what it is. No, this is a good old SEC thing. Because like in the eyes of God, they understand what up. Like Jesus knows. Jesus knows what y'all did. and
Yeah.
you'll have to answer one day.
Yeah.
If you're okay,
So
go
look
play
for that
football down
kid.
here.
Look for that kid. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of trash talk to him when he's in college because his parents split up to try to let him play a senior year of high school during a pandemic when you could just say, screw it. There's really no need. Go ahead, Drew.
We need to see the future of this kid, and I guess it's okay because Scott's gone again. But like, what I want to know is, does mom's not remarry dad because
That'd be
alimony's better?
amazing. That'd
You know
be
what I'm saying?
amazing.
Like, how's that all work out?
That would actually be pretty amazing.
There's lawyers somewhere in LA just salivating over this opportunity.
Scott, your camera's off, but you're still in the Zoom. Are you here? Can you do your story? That's a big no. All right, so here's Scott's story.
So
I'm going to
another
do
question,
Scott's
what-
on deck story for him. I'm going to
okay.
give Scott's on deck story while he's struggling. So this
I'm gonna bring
came
it back
from
around to this though, because I got questions I got to ask.
this came from a dude. Oh wait, Scott, you're back. Here you are. You back?
I see his name.
I hear him. God, what a shit show this is.
I'm trying to...
He's like, I ain't even fucking by the microphone anymore. Maybe we tried the cell phone. You pay your T-Mobile bill lately? You good there?
Oh God, this is the worst, man. This
What a
is the
great night
worst.
for an interview with a world champion.
To my living room, so I'll be back, I guess.
All right, I'll do your story, and then I'll do that hockey for you. Drew, can you mute him while he's
I was
struggling?
just gonna say, like, should I mute him? Because then we'll never know when he's actually back.
When he's back on camera, you'll see him back on camera. It'll be all right.
Oh no, you can watch as I move live into the living room.
I mean, this actually sounds better already, though. This is promising.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I have never seen like this. All right, this show, ladies and gentlemen, this show can be a shit show. This is probably the biggest shit show that we have ever had. Like, this is hands down. Yes, this is hands down the biggest shit show we have had. Even when we first started streaming and going live, it was not this much of a shit show. Like, this is a complete shit show, and it's all
Thank you, Spectrum.
Yeah, it's
you
all
had one
Spectrum's fault.
fucking job.
One fucking job.
Good Lord, man. What a terrible night for this to happen.
I wanted to talk shit about Zeke so much.
All right, well, I haven't done your story yet, so if you hurry up and get set up, you can do it.
And
you
I'll
still
say,
have time.
he does sound like he's coming through clear now.
He's got the mic. He's holding the mic. Scott is literally just holding his microphone right now. It's not set
This
up
is dedication.
anywhere. He's
I lost
yeah,
my
right?
beer. Cheryl,
Whoa.
can you get my beer, please?
Man, he even said, please. You know what's funny, though, is I'll give Cheryl a shout out. We were talking last week or maybe the week
You're fine.
before about how Cheryl's the wife who's clearly done the most for this show, and it just goes to show it. She's bringing him some beer right now.
I got to be honest. If I asked my wife to bring me a beer, she'd be like, no, not gonna happen."
If I had said beer me, it probably wouldn't have been over, or it probably wouldn't have went over as well. So there's
I
that.
will say Jenna's brought me beer a couple of times when she's noticed the text message. Mike, be honest, Alex wouldn't even respond.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
but she's
no, she's
also
like, I'm dealing with your Satan spawn up here. Like, what
yeah,
do you want from me?"
exactly. Yeah. And Robert Taylor, he's jumping in the Ryback lawsuit. Yes, that is going to be
Yeah,
Scott's story as
show
soon
must
as he
go
gets set
on.
up. Once he
don't
gets
give a
ready to
shit.
go.
The show doesn't care about Spectrum.
God, I wish
No,
so
I don't
much
need that.
he didn't have the virtual background on, because like just watching him hold the mic like this is amazing.
I'm probably gonna have to hold the mic the whole time.
That's fine. You're coming in so much better, man.
I look like the fucking boogeyman with the light all under me and shit.
See, this is what I don't understand though. It's the same router. Is your house that much bigger, Moneybags? Like, damn.
John's saying this is why you pack a cooler. Exactly.
Size matters.
Oh, geez, Cheryl. Cheryl coming through from deep 3 range on that one. Dang.
All right. I think this is how it's gonna have to be. Me holding the mic.
All right, well, just hold it so that you're talking into the correct side of the microphone. Let's start there.
Oh shit.
Yep,
yeah.
there you go. Hold it so that you're talking into the part that will amplify your voice. And then once you've got that
All right.
ready.
All right.
Oh,
there.
shit.
I got it hooked up.
Scott, welcome to the show. How you feeling tonight?
Holy, I'm here.
Scott, you're on deck.
No pressure. All right, all that BS aside, I found a really awesome story just before showtime. Wrestler Ryback, which I'm not even a fan of his, but I am after this story. Wrestling these days is pretty much a shit show, and I don't even know if he's around these days. But I know that he's taking aim at one of my least favorite players in the NFL, and that's Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys. These two are battling over the trademark Feed Me because apparently Ryback had that trademark quite a few years ago. He made it popular in WWE. He even has people chanting in the crowd, Feed Me. Well, everybody knows, Ezekiel Elliott does his stupid little spoon thing, and there's that gif out there where he's eating all the L's or cereal, whatever you'd like to call it. I prefer to call them L's. But anyway, he basically said this week that Elliott can go fuck himself. He said, I will tie him up for years. He ain't using it, so he better get a good tattoo artist to go have him cover that shitty tattoo up on his stomach. This dude went in on him. Like, that wasn't even all there was. He says, I think it's low-life scum shit, quite frankly. You literally trying to latch onto somebody else's brand and then take it and make it your own. He said, it's like, come on, be a little bit more creative. And I got to be honest, I didn't know that Ryback ever did this. Like I said, I know this whole crap from Ezekiel Elliott, but the fact that somebody's like, wait a minute, hold on a second, you're not about to steal my shit, and it's a cowboy. That's delicious right there. Like I only hope that Ryback goes as far as to make him have the tattoo removed if he wins this, because he said he doesn't know how it's going to turn out in court, but he's just going to tie him up if it does, just to make sure that he never gets to use it.
That would be amazing. Robert Taylor pointing out that Ryback's thing is Feed Me More, which is slightly different, but there is a trademark. And I think he fought the WWE about the trademark. Like, it was something that he did, and then the WWE renewed the trademark like a day before he could have bought it very cheaply. But Zeke's tattoo, Robert, to answer your question, Zeke's tattoo just says Feed Me on his gut, which also, can we talk about that for a second? When Ezekiel Elliott came into the league, he always wore his crop tops and was showing off his abs. He no longer has abs. Like, he has been feeding me way too much. Dude's got a muffin top now. So when he debuted that Feed Me tattoo on his gut, I was like, dude, that's not the right choice to make on a gut.
Oh no, it absolutely is. Because imagine when he's like 40 and that thing is like 500 pounds just sitting there. Like, how awesome is that going to look when he can't get off the couch?
I don't care. I hope that Ryback makes it so that he can't get off the couch. I hope that he just sues him into oblivion. Like, I hope he makes it his life's goal to just ruin Ezekiel Elliott's day.
All I know is he needs to do this shit soon and like get his settlement, because Zeke ain't gonna have no money very long.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, how much money does Ryback have to like pursue this legally for an extended period of time? I feel like Zeke's got the upper hand in this situation, right?
He might, but who cares? Again, just make sure that he has to be in court for it. Like, make sure that his life is just a big giant pain in the ass.
Scott coming through.
Be all the way petty about it.
Scott coming through on Team Petty. This has been On Deck, brought to you as always by Beer Drop. Hit them up, craftbrewedsports.com/beer drop, and get $5 flat shipping on your order. Sign up today. All right, fellas. Scott, I'm glad you're in place now because, the Stanley Cup finished up, and this is what everybody comes here for. And so, like, for probably the last time this season,
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
let's do
Can
that
we just
hockey,
continue
man.
to play that drop regardless?
Yeah, I mean, we can still play that drop, sure.
Guys,
Okay.
there's off-season prospect scouting. There's the NHL draft entry.
Oh no, the
draft, there's
NFL or the
preseason.
NHL offseason is where it's at. It's a 24/7 operation. The NFL thinks they've got everything on lock, but it's
Get
the
out of
NHL.
here.
So, what's your reaction to the end of the Stanley Cup, Scott? How you feeling with Tampa Bay coming away with the cup?
I got two big old middle fingers for Dallas. Suck on them. That's what I think about that. I am so glad that the Stars lost that series. Go Tampa Bay, I guess.
Nah, see, that's the fuck that, man. I've watched every Stanley Cup final game to see and respect the handing and skating around of Lord Stanley's Cup. And this year, I said, fuck those bitches in Tampa. I ain't even bothering with it.
So you didn't
Couldn't
even
respect them like that.
You didn't even watch
it.
that part of it, Drew? You didn't
Fuck
even watch
no.
the. All right, so Scott, that leads me to my first
They can all
question
suck
for
a
you.
fat cock, especially Steve Stamkos and his bitch ass blonde hair, sunshine motherfucker.
All right, there you go, Drew. Scott, this leads me to my first question. Was it weird to see that Stanley Cup celebration in front of an empty arena?
Yeah, I feel like all of these championship celebrations are going to be a little bit weird. I mean, the games themselves are weird enough. Actually, somebody called me earlier while I was watching that horrible Reds-Braves game and was like, wait, did they let people in the stadium? I can hear a fan. I'm like, nah, that's just the fake fan noise that they pump in.
They did say they're gonna have fans in the championship series.
Yeah, I did see that just before the show started that they're going to allow fans in for the World Series and the Championship Series, which is really weird, but we're not talking about baseball. We're here to talk about hockey, damn
We're
it.
doing that hockey. We're doing that hockey,
hockey.
Drew. Come on.
I
So
will say I can't wait till it gets just a little bit cooler so I can rock my doing that hockey sweatshirt all the damn time, man. Because like I would have put it on tonight, but like with the lights on me and whatnot, I get a little sweaty, a little pink, and then y'all think what I was like having a seizure over here.
Scott,
You were
one of
having
the-
a Caesar last week when you went off on your rant.
No, I was just drunk.
That's fair.
Scott, one of the things that I always look forward to at the end of hockey season is when they award Lord Stanley's Cup. They pass it around. You get to see guys doing weird shit with it, like drinking beers out of it or doing shots or keg stands out of it. So is drinking out of the cup the best post-championship celebration in all of sports?
Not only is it the best, it's the best trophy in all of sports. I love Lord Stanley's Cup. I wish I could spend a day with it.
Ooh, I will say this, and Robert Taylor, go ahead, just put just my headphones in for a minute. I will disagree. The World Cup is the best trophy and everything because it's worth $3.5 million because it's solid gold.
I mean, that's pretty solid. That's a pretty
that's-
solid
that's-
trophy.
That's fine, but does anything look as cool as the Stanley Cup? No.
No, I'm just saying I would steal that motherfucker and sell it, and then I'm set.
Wait, hang on. Would you rather have the Stanley Cup or a boxing belt, like with your face on it? Like they put your face on the title if you win it.
Like forever?
Yeah, like well, I mean not forever. Like you keep that belt until the the next champion comes, and then he gets the belt with his face on it.
That's tough because like, is my face gonna look jacked up like Cristiano
No,
Ronaldo's
not like
statue looked
not
like
like
that one
no,
time?
no.
It's going to look as jacked up as your face does now.
right. It's it's current face, not post fight face. I mean, because I got to be honest.
I'd still rather have the Stanley Cup.
But you don't get to keep that. Like you got to give that back, and you only get a certain amount of time with it. Like if I won a boxing belt, I would wear that everywhere. That would be like a part of my outfit everywhere I went.
Honestly,
I would get the cup though, and I would just not answer my phone. They'd be like, "All right, it's time to turn it in. You give it to another teammate." And they'd be like, "Wait, what?" I just wouldn't answer my phone.
New phone.
I'd
Who
be like,
dis?
Spectrum Mobile. Sorry, it's shitty service.
Look, here's the thing: as a man who has an Emmy statue, after a certain while, it gets a little boring, and it just becomes clutter.
Does it though?
No, man. See, that's where I don't feel
Lord
like
dude,
Stanley's Cup? How dare you call it clutter ever?
Well, no, but the Lord Stanley's Cup wouldn't be clutter; it'd just be dishes.
I'd do everything.
Is
with it.
Stanley's Cup dishwasher safe, or do they have to hand wash that?
Well, it comes with those guys that like with the white gloves and stuff, so I feel like they just wash it.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well
So,
then
like,
it's
actually they are your dishwasher.
yeah, dishwasher
You
safe.
can wash a
Yeah.
newborn baby in it. I've seen that done.
You know what I mean? You just start calling the dude Ken Moore and be like, I don't know your name, but whatever, Ken Moore, just get this cup.
Just go wash my cup.
Yeah.
Biscuit is surprised that Drew has an Emmy. Yes, Drew has an Emmy. He is actually the first time he was on the show, he brought his Emmy and just sat it next to him and never mentioned it once. He's also taken it to tailgates. He tailgated at Notre Dame with that. So yeah,
Took
Drew
it to Newt Rockney's grave.
Drew is an Emmy Award winner.
Yeah.
They just give it out to anybody. All right, Scott.
Kind of puts in focus how much Emmys are worthless, but whatever.
Scott, so let's do that hockey, guys. Come on, let's do that hockey.
Sorry, yeah,
So,
we're doing that hockey.
With the Lightning getting the monkey off their back, who's the next team that you want to see break through and get a cup for their long-suffering franchise?
The Colorado Avalanche.
Are they long-suffering? Haven't you said that they've won a title recently?
It's been no, they haven't won a title in a long
How about
time.
like the Canadians? There's teams that haven't won one since we've been born.
No. You got to remember, I'm all about keeping the cup in the United States. So whoever wins has to be on American soil for most of their time. Their home base has to be on American soil. That's one of my things. I'm just like, yeah, Canada, you might have invented it, but we perfected it.
Who is the team that has the
Shots
longest
fired.
drought in the NHL? Scott, you're the expert.
I'm guessing Red Wings fans feel like it's them.
It's true. It is us. We haven't won a cup in like literally 20 years.
Scott chiming in and saying Toronto. I don't know if that's who he wants to see
Fuck
win one,
Toronto.
or if he wants to see. And Biscuit saying he wants Columbus to win one. Would you be okay with Columbus winning one, Scott?
I'd be all about Columbus winning one. That'd be cool to have.
Would
the
you though?
cup right on the road.
Because hang on, and let me just back this up for 1 second, because a lot of Columbus fans are also Ohio State fans, and
I knew that's where you were
give
going,
them-
and I would just make sure that they never equated it with anything. It'd be like, no, it's just like when the Big Ten wins anything else. You don't get to claim it just because you're the same conference. You don't get to claim anything just because you live in the city, unless you're an actual Blue Jackets fan. Like, it's not your thing.
The Sabres are the absolute right answer to this question, because I would just love to see how that city burns to the ground afterwards. Like, there would not be an unbroken table left in Buffalo.
That's true. Plus, a friend of the show, Alex Villeneuve, is a diehard Sabres fan. That dude would lose his mind.
He might
the
die.
Sabres won a
He
cup.
literally
Yeah.
might end up dead.
He'd put himself through a table.
I would like to see the Sabres win one. That would be a good one for them to do. All right, I got one more question. Drew, do you have any questions for Scott?
This idiot in his pronunciations. It's Sabres. Sabres.
Sorry.
Clearly,
my
you've never seen The
apologies.
Office.
Yeah.
I have seen The Office, but I was correcting your joke.
That's not the joke from The Office. What are you talking about?
I know. I was correcting. Never mind. Go
I
ahead.
know,
We're doing that hockey, not doing
Drew,
that
do that
offense.
hockey. Do that hockey, Drew.
Pam
So-
sucks.
She
Go ahead.
does.
Wow.
She does. That's a solid take. Pam
Yeah, no,
sucks.
Pam,
I don't like
Define
Pam.
sucks, though.
She's a terrible character.
Jim should have ended up with Rashida Jones.
Parks and Rec Rashida Jones?
Bingo.
Absolutely. Office Rashida Jones? Nah, not at all.
Just should have ended up with Rashida Jones. I don't care about the character.
I'm talking about the presentation of the human.
Stick to the script, man. You got any hockey for me? Jesus.
Yeah, dude, what I wanted to ask you was, how do you feel about Steve Stamkos taking the cup first after Homeboy played 3 minutes all fucking year?
Yeah, I didn't like that. That was some bush league shit. I'd be like, dude, you just hopped on our backs, and we know that he long suffering, but no, I don't go for that sort of thing. Like I said, it's like the Ray Bork thing. No, you sit there and
Yeah,
you don't
fuck Ray
take
Bork
anything.
too,
It's
by
like,
the way.
Yeah, I wasn't a Ray Bork fan. He could have stayed his ass in Boston.
Well said.
Didn't Tampa Bay touch the Eastern Conference? Did they touch the trophy after they
I
won
feel
it?
like we should ask JB, because he's pointed out I don't know what I'm talking about.
He's
on
not
that
in there, but I think they
level.
did, right? I think Tampa Bay touched their trophy and then went on to win the
Well,
cup.
Let's see what Google says.
I'm pretty
Did
sure that's the case.
Tampa
Well, we don't have
Bay-
to Google it. We could just ask Scott. He's the hockey expert. Scott, did they touch that?
You're right.
They did touch it.
And then they went on to win it. So can we put that dumb curse to bed? Like, can we stop
No,
talking about
because
that?
Hockey is all about superstition.
Was it consensual touching?
I'm not touching that one.
Moving on.
So are we only talking Stanley Cup Finals hockey, or are we talking a little off-season hockey? Because there's been some moves recently.
I've
that
got
I
it.
think are
My last
noteworthy.
question is off-season related. So go ahead if you got some off-season stuff. Go for it.
I don't want to steal it from you because I feel like you're about to go ask about King Hank there.
Yes, I am. Scott, what do you think? Now that Lundqvist is done in New York, how do you feel about the end of an era with the Rangers? Right?
I don't really care. It's the Rangers. Any New York's professional sports teams can all blow me. So, is Mark Messier still hanging out around there, hoping with his bald ass? No, I don't care anything about Lundqvist or legacy or anything. If you played for the Rangers, then get the fuck out of here.
Who do you hate more, New York or L.A.?
New York it's not even close. Because at least California is my second home. I mean, I can deal with the idiots and their sports, the sports teams out there versus New York. No thanks.
Fair enough. Drew, what off-season hockey questions you got?
Well, I was just going to ask him kind of on the back of the Hank news. There's a lot of free agents with marquee East Coast teams, and just kind of group them in there that are potentially re-signing. But do you think any of them really pushes their teams over the edge to win the next Stanley Cup?
No, I don't think there's a lot of veteran presence out there that's going to be impactful this offseason. I think after everything that just went down, you're just going to have to pretty much roll with it. You'll go into Tampa Bay's got to be favorites going into next year just because they've got a stacked roster as is.
And maybe they get 6 minutes out of Stamkos, and good luck stopping them then, right?
Right. If you double his minutes, maybe you'll just put him on ice, so to speak, until the finals, until the Stanley Cup final, and then you can get a full game out of him. Dude, you haven't played all season. Get out there. You're playing with all the Lions.
That's impressive.
Are they going to lose Cooch in this offseason? Is Tampa Bay going to be able to keep Cooch?
Cooch.
You got to keep the Cooch if you want to win.
You got to keep Cooch around, right?
It's all about Cooch.
Yeah, it is.
Getting the Cooch should be your number one priority always in life.
Did you see, Scott?
Right after the cup.
Did you see, Scott, that Bud Light created a beer specifically for the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the cup? The Bud Lightning, and they released that.
God.
Man, Budweiser's all about just latching onto these things. First Trevor Bauer, now I missed the Tampa Bay thing.
Yeah,
but...
Bud Lightning. They released that. Ugh, awful.
How long do you think they've been sitting on that?
They had to I'm sure there was some ad team that came up with something for everybody, and they were like, Lightning has to do it because that's our number one choice. Like it fits way too well.
Like the guys are all sitting there. They've been sitting on that one for years. I bet they're like, this is the year Tampa Bay's gonna do it, and we're gonna hit them with this Bud Lightning, and it's gonna be the greatest thing ever. And they've been disappointed every year until this year. They probably thought, there's no chance, COVID, everything, and of course this is the year.
As if we needed one more reason to hate Bud Light. I mean, seriously though.
Yeah,
I will say that is the redeeming quality about this though, is that Tampa will be the shortest lived Stanley Cup champion. So yeah, it's not all bad, right?
Are they going
and I'll forget that they won next year anyway. So
yeah,
exactly.
you will.
I got a short memory when it comes to champs.
Biscuit asking if we can pick random names for me to pronounce during the offseason. I think that's a great idea.
I'll dive into that now because I was going to say maybe next week we get into our NHL draft coverage.
Oh, wow. We're going to go deep into doing that hockey, huh? And
I mean, why not,
the
right?
draft.
No offseason here, baby.
And we didn't make that drop, so we couldn't use it.
That's a good point. I mean, you make a good point. I also think it would be a fun game to play where somebody gives us two names and we have to decide if it's a hockey player or a UFC fighter. I think that would be a good game to play because who knows?
Or we could always just bring back me naming black hockey players. That was a fan favorite.
I mean, shoot, I would be here for that.
How many can you name right now?
Seriously. How many can I name right now?
Yeah.
Wayne Simmons, Evander Kane.
That's two.
Oh, Jesus.
And you know what the best part is too?
Patrick Subban.
There it is. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I was gonna say
original.
you can't get the guy that started that whole segment. You got to be able to hit that one.
Patrick Subban's brother.
And see, that's exactly the right name for him too. That's who he is. He is Patrick Subban's.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Scott, you got a family member dropping in here. Who's Monica?
That's Mama.
Mom's here. What's up, Mom?
Hi, moms.
Mom's hanging out.
I'm still waiting on those cookies.
Well, Scott, as always, I appreciate you when you do that hockey, man. You do that hockey better than anybody else in the business. So thank you.
I'm gonna miss doing that hockey when we talk about games, but I am looking forward to some little off season action.
Yeah, we'll figure some ways to sprinkle in doing that hockey. So for now, at least, we'll see when it comes back. But for now, for the last time,
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
thank you, Scott. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
You know what the best part's going to be is like in a year or two from now when we do the name black hockey players and Scott starts naming dudes who retired.
I was just gonna say that's what's catching up to me. Is
Like Wayne Simmons,
know.
he's maybe got a year or two left in him. Maybe.
Actually, when I said Wayne Simmons and you guys busted up laughing, my first thought was, "Damn it, he retired, didn't he?"
Yeah, right.
All right, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Boss Man Brands. Listen, everybody, whether you're rocking that hockey playoff beard that you're finally allowed to shave, a quarantine beard, or that baby face, our friends at Boss Man Brands can help you out. From supplements to help your beard grow stronger and fuller to beard oils, pomades, and conditioners, Boss Man Brands' 4-step process will get your beard looking its absolute best. And even if you don't rock a beard, they've got razors and lotions to make sure your shave is buttery smooth. Just head on over to craftbrewedsports.com/beard and use the code SPORTS at checkout to get 15% off your entire order. That's craftbrewedsports.com/beard. All right, fellas, our guest has still not arrived in the Zoom, so we're gonna let's switch gears here. Let's do some picks. It is time to lock it in. We will do some
these picks.
Maybe he's on Central Time.
No, he lives in Youngstown. He's Eastern. Yeah. All right, let's do some lock it in. So let's recap last week's picks. Here's where we ended up. Scott took UK plus 10.5 against Auburn. That was a little bit of a mistake, Scott. That
It was a mistake that I shouldn't have made because my initial instinct was to choose against my wife's team, and then I decided against it. So.
Yep. Yeah, you totally you picked Auburn, and then you reversed your pick and went with UK and taking those 10.5 points. Terrible choice. Auburn went ahead and stomped UK in that game and really just destroyed you. Let me pull up our standings so far for the year. So that Scott, there's the faces. Good Lord, those are the worst pictures. I mean, I love them. I love those pictures, but they are also god awful. So Scott, with that loss, you fall to 1-2-1 on the year. And right there with you is me. I'm sitting at 1-2-1 on the year as well, thanks to my tie in the UC.
So what you're
Army
saying
game.
is terrible company?
Yep, me and you just bottom of the barrel garbage at picking. UC, I had UC minus 14. They pushed. They were not able to cover that against Army in the Battle of the Top 25 matchup. But
I don't feel as bad because the worst pick ever made in the history of the show
worst
was made by
pick.
Drew.
The worst pick was Drew taking Baltimore as a 3.5-point favorite against Kansas City.
I went with the math, man.
Yeah,
I went with the numbers.
Yeah, don't go with the math anymore.
You went with the wise guys.
I tried
Not the
to.
wise guys. That's what I get. you know?
I tried to tell you, man.
Yeah, right.
bro.
Because I'm gonna listen to you give me advice on picking games.
It's not
if
even
anything,
me.
I did what I should have done. If Mike says do this, do the opposite, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
But
well,
sometimes there's just like slam dunks. That
dude,
was one of them.
Patrick Mahomes and points is something you don't pass up on. I don't know why. Like it's insane to me. It's insane to me that you said,
Wow.
"Oh wait,
Spoken like a man that has a tie on his record.
I mean, I didn't pick Baltimore to cover a 3.5-point spread against Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs."
You're right. Since we're stating facts here, I had a turkey sandwich for lunch. Congratulations, Mike. You want to add any better analysis to this show?
Hold
or
on a
what?
second. I got a question though. How would it have flipped your pick? Like, what would it have taken for you to pick the Chiefs if you weren't taking them getting 3 points?
less White Claws before the show.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
As long as it wasn't just an inebriated thing, that's fine.
Yeah.
I will totally allow inebriated picks. That's fine for that to happen and for you to ruin it based on that.
Consequently, I've done all my picks inebriated, so I'm not as bad as we think.
Yeah, well, I'm inebriated 24/7, so I do the whole show inebriated.
Y'all saw Mookie's tweet this weekend. I was straight hammered during that one and ended up just raking in the dough.
You also told some poor user on Twitter to take Baltimore -3.5 like you did.
If his dumbass did it, that's on him, not me.
Well, hold on a second. So what was your excuse when you sent that tweet?
I was mad because I knew I was going to lose.
Was it more White Claws? So you're just trying to bring
No,
people
I
down?
was stone sober, but I was like, God damn it, I did that, didn't I?
He even said in a follow-up tweet, if I'm going down, I'm bringing everybody with me. So,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair enough,
I
fair
owned
enough.
it every minute of the way.
All right, so
I'm all
fellas,
about that.
this week we are going to do things a little differently for Lock It In.
I also tagged it a hashtag Team Petty, so
You did
there
do
was
that.
no hiding.
We are going to do things slightly different this week because I'm tired of trying to pick against the spread. We never get it right. So we're going to go with the...
Speak for yourself.
I mean, you have 2 losses as well. Just throwing that
I have
out there.
2 wins, though.
Yeah, but that's only because a push doesn't count as a win. So Scott and
Also
I would
right.
also be 2-2. We were right on line. We picked the winner. We just, we're a half a point off. Anyways, moving on. We're going to do over and unders this week. Rather than picking the spread, we're going to go over and under. We're going to do things a little bit more fun. So Scott,
This ought to be interesting.
yeah, this is probably
I'm taking the under on the Braves Reds.
well,
Is it 0?
I was
'Cause
gonna
I'm
say
taking the
that.
Under what?
they put it at
under half a run.
they put it
Just
at 0.5.
under,
Yeah.
Just under everything.
Scott, pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
Oof. All right, I guess I'm going 3. You son of a bitch!
It's the one game I wanted you to get. This is our
Oh, you mother!
This is our only NFL game for the week. The only NFL game, and this is Cleveland at Dallas.
Oh,
The-
you son of a!
The over-under on this one. Now, this is where this is nice because you don't have to pick Dallas. You don't have to cheer for anybody in this game. You just have to cheer for touchdowns. That's all you got to do. The over-under on this one is 55.5.
Under.
It's a lot. Now, let me give you some background before you jump on the under. Cleveland, they're over 500 for the first time since 2014. They scored 35 against the Bengals and 34 against Washington. And that was all after only dropping
Okay, so 2
6.
trash teams. Okay.
And they dropped 6 against Baltimore in the first week of the season. But first week of the season, they were only able to muster 6 points, but have since then gone 35-34. Dallas, after their miracle comeback against Atlanta, dropped to Seattle last week. They scored 17 against LA to start the season, 40 against Atlanta, and 31 against Seattle. So 2 teams that have some pretty high-scoring games under their belt. Over under 55.5. Are you sticking with the under?
Yep.
Under 55.5 for Scott in Dallas, Cleveland at Dallas. What is it about that pick that makes you think under? Is it
Because
just hatred
even
of
if
Dak?
one of them happens to go, like, let's say, I expect Dallas to win the game, so they'll probably score 28 to 30 points, but they're going to hold Cleveland well under 20 points when they do it. So I don't know that it'll be
No.
wildly off that 55.5, but
They're going to hold Cleveland, or Cleveland's going to hold Cleveland?
well, whatever. Cleveland's going to
I mean,
Cleveland.
I'm
They're closer to the 6 points than they are to the 230 Mirages.
That's fair, yeah.
Josh Powell disagrees with you. He's saying no, take the over on that one. But you were sticking with your guns and you were going under in Cleveland.
I'm not
at
changing
Dallas.
my pick. I did that last week and I screwed myself. So here we are. I'm riding with
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough. All right, Drew, pick a number 1 or 2.
1.
1. Ooh, SEC matchup. Big
boy.
game this week. And I'm actually kind of bummed because this was the one I wanted, because you'll find out why I didn't want the next one here when I reveal what I have picked. So, Drew, you have number 7 Auburn at number 4 Georgia. Big time SEC
shit.
matchup. Georgia is favored by 6.5 in this game. It's a classic early SEC top 10 matchup where one's going to end up out of the top 25 before the end of the season. But here's what we got. Auburn scored 29 in their season opener against Kentucky. Ask Scott about that one. And Georgia scored 37 at Arkansas. The over-under on this one is set at 44.5. Where are you going to go, Drew? Over or under?
44.5.
Hashtag SEC defenses.
Yeah, right.
Can we talk about that? What do you think about that? Can we talk about that real quick? Mike Leach, who everybody rode to death about, like, oh, yeah, you got that offense. That air raid offense only works in the Pac-12 or the Big 12. It doesn't work in the SEC.
Out, right?
And then Mike Leach comes to the SEC and beats LSU at LSU. Good Lord, man. I love Mike Leach.
That air raid travels.
I love Mike Leach. That
real
dude's
quick,
crazy.
Scott took the under, but what was the line? 55?
55.5.
All right, I'm just putting our money in on Bovada. You had Auburn and Georgia at 44.
Auburn and Georgia are at 44.5.
44.5. I'm gonna take the over on that.
Over. You feel like there's going to be some offense.
I mean, if we saw anything last week, it was that these SEC teams have talent, and all a dude's got to do is break one or two tackles, and he's going to the house.
That sounds like
So
SEC
that happens-
bias to me.
I mean, right. Nothing wrong with that. Now, what I do want to know is, like, how many of their players have to test positive for COVID and be out for the game before I get, like, a wipe it off the board?
Well, the game would have to be canceled.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So, like, if I lose 2 first-string wide receivers and a running back, I'm still held to this?
You're still held to it, bro.
That feels unfair, but okay.
I mean, if
so,
the game gets played and there's a final.
Yep. Jordan shrug. Sorry.
ridiculous. All right, so we had Scott picking the under at 55 and a half.
55.5. Yep.
55
and
a half.
you were
All right,
taking
so I
the
gotta buy this
over.
down by a point.
You were taking the
psych,
over
just kidding.
44.5. That seems high, right? That seems.
44 and a half. No, but see, the way I look at this, you split that, right? 44 divided by 2 is 22. So basically, each team gets 3 touchdowns, and you're there. And then you throw in a couple points here and there, and it's like, and
I was gonna say each team
I was
scores
gonna
3
say,
touchdowns. You're
I'm
not there.
Really good at math.
That's some
I'm not
SEC
good at
math right
but
there.
it sounds right.
yeah, but if each team scores 3 touchdowns, it's tied. They go to overtime. Then someone scores something, and
A
that's the
field
over.
goal. Oh, yeah, that would hit the over there at 45. Okay, all right, fair enough,
There
fair
you go.
enough,
That's
fair enough.
Xavier math for you.
I didn't graduate.
You attended. It's okay. You can claim it.
All right, so that leaves my pick, and man, I'm so pissed that you guys took the other two because I did not want any part of this game. I don't know why I put it in, mainly because it's a little funny, one of these teams.
Because you're hoping to screw one of the two of them.
I really was. I was hoping somebody was going to pick this.
You know what? I
I was gonna say,
respect
you
that,
know
though.
exactly
I respect
why
that.
you do that.
Navy at Air Force. Air Force getting 6.5 points in this game. This is going to be Air Force's first game of the year. And Navy obviously bouncing back after the thrashing from BYU. They beat Tulane last week, beat them 27-24. Air Force, though,
Did they practice tackling though? 'Cause
I don't
that's
know.
The only question.
I don't know. I feel like they did because Air Force is only playing 2 games this season. They are
Oh yeah, they're playing the
literally-
Commanders in Chiefs trophy.
That's
right?
it. They are just playing Navy, and then later on in October and November, they're playing Army, and that's it. Those are the
Sounds
only
like
games.
a recipe for disaster.
But on the flip side, that's a lot of time to prep for your for your next opponent.
It's a lot
true.
of film you get to watch.
I mean, how much film do you really need to watch Army and their triple option? Like, hey, guess what? They're going to run the triple option. The same thing we run, they're going to do it. Okay, cool. We don't have to watch any film.
So they'll just
Oh
watch
no,
their
Air
own
Force
practices.
airs it out a little bit more, just a
Little
tad
bit more.
little bit.
You would think they would run the air raid. I mean, the Air Force.
That would make sense.
Also, did you see their Tuskegee Airmen uniforms that they're rocking?
Those are awesome.
Oh, fire. Hands down fire. All
Not
right,
even a
so
question.
this over-under is set at 48. And I'm nervous about this one. Using Drew's methodology here, it's 3 touchdowns each, and then you're
Some other
there,
stuff happens.
and then some more points, and then you're right there.
I loved that explanation. If each
I'm
team
glad
scores
that you guys
3,
get how this
some
shit
other
works.
stuff happens. Like, you know, Oh, okay.
You know, 3 touchdowns
some other
each, and then
stuff.
maybe some more points, and then you're there. And then it's, you're right there. So
I can't wait to get the text that it's 20-20 in the Dallas in the Dallas Browns game, like in the first quarter. Like, I can't wait for it. It's coming.
I can't wait. Yeah, you get the 20-20 in the first quarter, and then nobody scores again. That would be the greatest way for that to end.
No, you know what would happen is it would be 20-20 in the first quarter, and then Dallas would find a way in the fourth quarter to fuck me. Neither team would score the rest of the way.
That's what I'm saying.
and then
Yeah,
Dallas
yeah.
would win the game and then put it over, and that's exactly how that would go.
All right, so I'm gonna. See, here's what worries me about this pick. It's such a triple option. Like, the clock goes so quick in these games, so it's not like a normal college football game where you've got the stoppage
Exactly.
time. And
Yep.
so I'm gonna take the under on this one. I'm gonna go under 48 in this Navy Air Force game. I don't feel great about that pick, mainly because Air Force, it's their first game, but maybe that'll help. They're going to have some penalties. They're going to have some issues. So I'm going to take the under. So let's recap here our picks for this week. Drew has Auburn at Georgia over 44.5. Scott has the Browns at the Cowboys under 55.5. And I have Navy at Air Force for Air Force's first of 2 games under 48 points. Drew, we going to lock that in?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Bovada's shit in the bed right now, but you're actually getting under 46. So let me see if I can buy that up.
Oh,
Point and a half. All right, so I can get you under 47.5.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I mean, it's our money. Like, who cares? Like, the show's picks will still be what we eviscerate each other on. So I've got Scott taking under 56.5. I got myself going over 44.5, and I got Mike going under 47.5.
All right, cool. Hey, Jordan, what's up, man? Jordan popping
Close
into
enough.
Thanks,
the
what's up?
stream there. Good to see him. All right, so we're locked in. Everybody good to go?
Oh, man. Scott. Wow. He hasn't even noticed it either.
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, did Scott change that picture? Is that Freeman behind him?
Maybe.
Bitch, bastard.
Yeah. Sorry,
This
bud.
has been Lock It In.
I had a room change. I had to change my background. The other 3 pictures didn't make it. It was just Freddie in here.
You dick. You're such a
I forgot.
dick.
Did we want to do the teaser? I didn't even look at that.
I don't care anymore. Scott ruined it for me.
Now he's angry.
I'm mad.
I did have one other little treat for the fans here, though. If they want some action tonight's Lakers game, I got a
what's
hot
that?
tip going off for
Okay.
you.
All right. What's that?
It is a prop bet, and take what's his name, that white boy hero that plays guard. Take him at under 15.5 points.
That seems like a solid pick because
I mean, right?
he's played. First of all, okay, we'll save that for Stick to Sports. I'll save that for
Oh,
Stick
right.
to Sports.
Sorry, my
I'll
bad.
stick to
Yeah.
sports later
This is we're not talking about sports yet.
on. So this is where I was hoping we'd be 28 minutes into our interview with Kelly Pavlik. It looks like we're getting stood up.
We're getting
by the
ghosted,
champ.
aren't we?
Oh, we got ghosted by the ghost. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Hey, Belly Up, welcome to Craft Brewed Sports.
You know what's
This
funny
is-
too? Like, I'm chatting him on Facebook, and like, you know how you can see when they read the message? Nothing.
has read it?
Nothing. No, he hasn't read
Oh,
a message.
that's cool because he's seen the messages pop up on his phone and he's like,
And
"Ugh."
totally ignored it. Yep. When I sent him the Zoom link yesterday, and he responded at midnight with a thumbs up emoji, probably should have. Probably should have known.
That was.
Should have made backup plan.
But
Chris
you know,
saying maybe a
Biscuit's. I
Spectrum.
was gonna
There's
say,
no doubt he
Biscuit may
does.
actually be right about this. I mean, he lives in Youngstown after all. Like,
Yeah. So why don't we play the game that I was gonna play with Kelly Pavlik, and we just do it? Like, screw that. We'll skip the interview part, and if he comes on, cool.
oh wait, were you gonna talk about our fights?
What, our fights? What do you mean? Bum
Oh,
fights?
I'm like 2-2-1.
What are you talking about?
No, I've never fought anyone. Never mind. Sorry. I'm a gentleman.
I'm taking the under.
I would too, Scott. If I was
No,
you.
I-
I would too.
I thought it was going to be cool to like talk with a professional boxer to get his opinion on some of these fights that are coming up, and maybe some fights that we could match make and see what he thought would be the end result. So let's talk about some of these fights, because these are things that we haven't talked about. They've been in the news recently, and we haven't brought up any of these things. But Mike Tyson fighting Roy Jones Jr. in a geriatric brawl to the death, apparently. Both of the fighters over 50 years old. Tyson, he keeps putting out these videos where he looks like an animal. News reports have come out where Roy Jones Jr. was like, yeah, I think I screwed up. But then Tyson comes out and was like, I was gassed after that training session. So let's break this one down, fellas. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Who you got in this fight? Scott, I'll go to you first.
I'm taking Tyson all day, every day. You saw that right hook he threw in Hangover. He still got it. And Roy Jones Jr. hasn't done anything since what? Matrix 2? Is that what that was in? I'm just basing it off movies. So Tyson's been in more recent movies, so I'm going with that. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that photo. Roy don't want no part of Tyson there.
Tyson looks good, man, but also like these dudes are 50 plus each. Like, I mean, are you even going to buy this pay-per-view, or is this one of those you're going to try to find the Facebook live stream for?
Dude, I wish I looked like this shit at 30.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not saying
I'm gonna come over to your house and get locked out of the first part of it, like we did for.
Bro, don't bring that up. Don't bring up that Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight.
Scott, let's do that because I'm not going to be there to watch the fight between Tyson and Roy. I'm gonna be there to watch fight between Mike and the friggin' cable operator who just blacked him out.
Dude, I wanted to fight Dana White that night. That's who I wanted to fight when that wasn't working.
Pay to watch that
I was
fight too.
Furious.
Mike was as mad at Spectrum, or I was mad at Spectrum as he was at Dana White that night. Like, he was,
I don't even know,
pretty
man.
livid.
Greg from Sports Stand saying, if you don't take Mike, I pity the fool.
Well typed, Greg. Well,
Drew,
typed.
are you going with Tyson in this fight?
Yeah, absolutely. He will kill someone.
I think Tyson's the smart money pick, but I just don't know. You never know what's going to happen in a fight, and who knows.
Wait, when is this actually happening?
It was supposed to happen already, but they pushed it back, and I think it might be November that they're looking at for that fight. So I don't know exactly when that one's going to happen. Let's move on to another fight that's been recently leaked, I guess. Manny Pacquiao, another old guy. Like, I don't know why all these old dudes are getting back into the ring, but they're getting back into the ring. So Manny Pacquiao is looking to fight. Speaking of me wanting to fight Dana White, Manny Pacquiao versus Conor McGregor. It's come out that McGregor is going to fight Pacquiao. Pacquiao has said that he is going to donate a good portion of his purse to COVID-19 victims in his home country. So McGregor versus Pacquiao. We've seen what happened with McGregor and Floyd. Pacquiao clearly a different fighter than Floyd Mayweather is. Drew, who you got in this one, McGregor or Pacquiao?
That's a tough one for me, honestly, because I just don't give a shit about Pacquiao anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, just go back to the Philippines and work in Congress. Like, no one gives a shit about you as an athlete. Like, just, you're done. You're over the hill. I'd almost do the same for McGregor, though. Like, I need something new from you, man. I'm so sick of these Proper 12 commercials. Get some new Proper 12 commercials, bro. Like,
whoa,
you're not doing shit else besides snorting coke and tooling around Ireland. Like, come on.
Whoa, he did do something new. Conor McGregor shaved his head and his beard. So he's a different person now.
That, to me, actually just feels more like he had an accident with his meth lab and just figured, well, I burned half of it off. I might as well shave the rest.
McGregor doesn't do meth. He does coke. Get it right.
I didn't say he did meth. I said he made meth, dummy.
Scott, who you got in this one? Pacquiao or McGregor?
I'm only going with McGregor because of the youth factor. Like, I think in their primes, there's no doubt that Pacquiao would beat the shit out of him. But yeah,
Would he,
Pacquiao
though?
needs to go somewhere.
Would he, though? Because Pacquiao is 5'5", 146 pounds. McGregor is 5'8", 170. So would Pacquiao really beat the shit out of him?
Know how to box versus not really knowing how to box, then yeah. I mean,
Scott.
I feel like
McGregor is just spinning too many plates. Do I have to remind you what he said? If he could focus on one plate.
He is the official plate spinner of Craft Brewed Sports, but that doesn't mean that he can beat Manny Pacquiao at his height.
I would love to see Manny Pacquiao just pull some friggin' Muay Thai shit on his ass.
I mean, look, here's the most important thing about this. Just getting McGregor back in front of a mic at a press conference. Like, that's all I give a shit about. Like, I don't really care about the fight.
Screw a press conference. Get him in front of a mic on Joe Rogan's podcast.
That's fine. Just get him in front of a mic. I feel like it's been too long.
Get him in front of our mic. Let's get him on the show. Maybe he can ghost us for an interview. That'd be kind of cool.
There's no doubt he can go.
Like we could promote it and like put it out on all our social media and get really amped up and get really pumped and do a lot of prep work to figure out like the questions that we want to ask to make sure it's a very good, solid interview to make
and
our
then
podcast
feel really good
network.
about ourselves for like landing him.
Right,
too.
like man, we got like a big name to come on the show. This is pretty awesome for the show. This is elevating our status. Our podcast network's going to be pumped to be able to promote this. And then he won't show up, and then we look like douchebags. Yeah, I think we can make that work, right?
$50 says that he'll text us after the show too and be like, "Oh my bad, I just now saw this."
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, he might. All right, let's go to our next fight. Since we're talking McGregor,
Maybe his power got knocked out. It rained in Cleveland.
I don't think so.
Are we still talking about McGregor?
I don't know. I'm just trying to help a buddy out here. I feel so bad for Mike. I just want to give him a hug, and I don't do hugs.
No, man, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not crying. I'm fine. It's fine. Let's talk to this next fight. How about this next fight? This was one that I thought we could match make because we were talking about McGregor. So let's go to McGregor's last boxing match, and let's get that opponent, Floyd Mayweather. Who's Floyd Mayweather beefing with? 50 Cent. So 50 versus Floyd. Scott,
Haven't they been beefing for years?
they have been beefing for years, man. Oh my God. Greg with the brilliant idea. Yes. Every week we just pump up a name as an interview. Every week we just talk about how we've got this.
But we gotta find. But it's got to be the right level of name.
Yep.
too,
Yeah.
right?
It can't be like we got Conor McGregor, but I think we can find a good area of like, wow, they could land that person on the show, and then they're not here.
So like we wouldn't try to get 50 Cent, but I bet we could get Young Buck. I mean, he ain't doing nothing. That's still G Unit. So
Yeah.
like,
Young Buck
that'd be
would.
like, they get like promote it and be like, yeah, Young Buck's
Ooh.
coming on the
Do
show,
you
and then
think-
Young Buck ghosted us.
Do you think we can get the game? I would love to interview him.
We might be
That's
able,
a little bit too out of our league.
You think so? You think the game's out of our league?
Maybe Lloyd Banks.
Okay. All right. I bet you Drake would do it just because he wants to. He
Man,
wants to
fuck
put his
Drake.
face. I just want to play. I want to play
our show's too big for Drake.
I want to play the drop for Drake. That's what I want to do. Like I want to introduce Drake and then play that drop and then hang up on him. That'd be pretty badass.
You mean I don't give no damn about no Drake night?
Yep, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to hit him with that, and then that way he.
You know what? Actually, the best way to do this is we get
damn Drake night.
we get Drake on the interview, right? And then all we do is start playing Degrassi clips. Playing drops of his bitch ass in the wheelchair.
Biscuit
playing
saying we could get
basketball.
Ja Rule. I think that's a name we could get. Also, that was the
Is he
first
still
concert.
alive?
That was the first concert I ever went to, so I hope so. Ja
We both
Rule.
have that same thing.
3LW.
We both have the Ja Rule concert. Didn't we discover that we were at the same concert?
No, because mine was in Youngstown.
No, it was
You
the
were-
same. Though.
Same tour. Ja
I
Rule.
was in
and-
Columbus.
Yeah, Ja Rule 3LW with some DJ opening up for him.
Okay, now quick question. Back to the 50 versus
Yeah, Floyd versus 50.
Yeah. So that's my first time seeing 50 without a shirt on in a while, which, no homo. But dude, when did he stop taking roids? Because I'm like, hold on a second. I want the 50 from Get Rich or Die Trying, like the one that was like
Yep.
insanely jacked and looked like the Hulk.
Right.
'Cause He's done lost quite a bit of muscle mass, so I'm a little worried for his well-being. Can we get a wellness check on 50?
I mean,
He's
he's
got that six pack.
he's getting older. Look, 50's getting older. He's also probably not lifting like he used to. You know what I
He's
mean?
got some gray in that beard.
Also,
you know?
Yeah, remember how big he was, though?
Dude, he was
like,
gigantic in
super
that
jacked.
bulletproof vest. When he had that bulletproof vest on, and it was just like
Yes.
huge arms outside. Oh my God, 50 was
Oh
enormous.
no, guys! See, the joke's on you. There, he was wearing a kid's vest. He got
That's
that
fair.
at Gap Kids, yo.
Oh,
It's a secret.
man.
You didn't know about that?
Who you got in this fight though? 50 versus Floyd. Floyd's gonna play defense the whole time. Like he's just gonna absorb and block. But 50 has some boxing background to him, right? So like, who would you take in this fight? Scott, who you got?
I'm still taking the undersized 50. Like I'm not taking new 50 versus old 50, but I'm taking the new 50 versus Floyd.
Drew, you agree with that one?
50 gonna shoot Floyd in his face and be praised for it. Fuck Floyd Mayweather.
I really just want to see somebody finally like hit Floyd square too. Like
Can you hit?
And
I
50
don't
wood,
fit-
bow, bow, right
I
there
was-
in the chest. Hit him
I don't-
square in the chest with it.
But can
I don't
you
even
hit
care
him
if he has to
square?
sucker punch him. I just want to see Floyd finally get hit.
I don't think he could. I don't think you can hit him square. That's the problem. Like Floyd is so good at defense. Ask Money
Dude,
Blakeweather about
you
it.
hit him once with a crowbar, and that's going to open him up. And
Well,
then hit
I
him
mean,
again.
yeah, we're not talking like street fight. Street fight is totally down. I'm talking in
I don't give a
ring.
shit. This is going to be like Celebrity Deathmatch style from back in the day. Like, y'all can put him in a fucking ring, but you really think my boy 50 is going to go 12 rounds, get his ass beat by a
Let's get it
boxer and
on.
not bring some shit out? Like,
Mills Lane was the hero of that. Drew,
Okay,
tell
then.
Siri to shut up.
yeah, I know, right? That bitch.
God, this is a professional show here. Tell her to stop it. Trying to do a professional broadcast.
Ask Siri where Kelly Pavlik is.
Hey, Siri, where is Kelly Pavlik?
I don't see Kelly Pavlik in your
Me
he's not in
neither.
my
I don't see him
contacts.
either. I don't see him either, Siri. Thanks.
That's a fucking bummer.
Thanks.
Fuck.
All right,
For his half second there, I had hope too. You know, like I was like, shit, this might work out all right.
how about this one? So this one's been going on. By the way, there's no way Kelly Pavlik does the show now. He's definitely not going to do it now. Anyways,
Are you serious? Wait, why? Because he's gonna see this and get pissed about
that's a
it.
good point. Well, when I tag the show, Kelly Pavlik ghosts on us is the title of the show, and I tag him in every tweet
That's
and
true. He
post
probably
about
doesn't
it.
have
He's-
a lot of mentions,
He's
so that's
probably
fair.
not going to be too happy about that. All right, so this is a fight that has been.
Whatever. Fuck him. He lives in Youngstown.
I know, but just the idea that he's sitting there and then all of a sudden he sees a tweet comes in and gets all excited. It's like,
bling, bling,
oh,
bling.
the podcast that I was supposed to do shitting on me. Oh, rough.
He doesn't
You know
have
what
a
the worst
Twitter.
part is if we find out that like there was a death in the family and then we feel like assholes.
Yeah,
I
that's
still
not-
won't because he could have called.
Spoken like a true Spectrum customer.
All right, this
That's
fight.
right.
This fight is one that has been like kicked around online a little bit. Like they've been talking about this one. It's not a real fight, but it's something that people want to see. MMA fighter Colby Covington, who has gone like full heel turn, MAGA, like loving everything, called out LeBron James after his last win and all the quote unquote woke athletes. And then everybody wanted to see LeBron James and Colby Covington fight. So, Drew, let's go to you first. Colby versus LeBron. Who you got in this one?
Wait, who?
Colby Covington, UFC fighter. He's likely going to fight Jorge Masvidal next. He's got a record of 16-2. He just beat Tyron Woodley. Any bells? You ringing any bells?
I really could not care less about this piece
Is
of shit white
LeBron?
trash.
Did
like,
LeBron
honestly.
catch a whiff of his own stanky ass piece spoke shorts? in that picture? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Look at that photo.
By the way, I went to type LeBron James height and weight to see what the matchup is on this one, and the Google auto-populated LeBron James peed himself. So tail of the tape for you guys on this one. Colby Covington, obviously UFC welterweight fighter. He's 32, 5'11", 170. LeBron 6'9", 250. So Scott, to your point, you wanted to take the
Yeah.
professional over the size advantage. Are you still sticking with that in this fight?
I am 100% taking the guy who didn't get fake hair put on the front of his head.
How you know what Colby's got there isn't fake?
That shit is real. Look at that hairline on LeBron. Everybody, come on, man. We know your hairline has gone back farther than
again, Scott, like you need to be better about this, like, because you know what's up in the real world. Like the way this would go down, Maverick Carter would have someone stab that fool in the fucking spleen in the hotel before the fight, and his ass would bleed out, and LeBron would be like, "Yeah, I don't know why that bitch didn't want to show up to fight me. I don't need a spleen to fight."
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
But
you
look
got
at that hair. Like, come on, LeBron. Who
That
are you
hair does
fooling
look-
with
You're just
that?
mad because
Me?
his
You
hair's
fooled
going to
me.
look like that when he passes Jordan for the best player of all time.
So you mean his hair's never gonna look like that then? Is that what you meant to say?
man.
No,
man.
I mean, he going to get his fourth.
I got
This
Kobe
week.
over LeBron, hands down. Like first few minutes of the first round, like knockout. Like,
Would it be a knockout? I feel like it wouldn't be a knockout. I feel like Colby would like take him down and just like put him in an armbar.
No, it
or
wouldn't
something.
be a knockout. It'd be like he would like choke him out or
Yeah,
something.
it would be a submission.
Kobe would be a submission.
Because he
yeah.
doesn't have the reach advantage to get a knockout. So it
But
would be a
all he's got to
submission.
do is one good punch.
You can say that about anybody. And if
But what if he busts his
you're gonna
shooting
say
hand?
if you're gonna say all you need is one good punch, I would take the guy with the reach advantage, with the 10-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, LeBron ain't getting a punch off that quickly.
LeBron would flop.
LeBron would have to get somebody to help him out, just like all of his titles.
Oh shit!
Wow.
All right, last fight we get. Biscuit
that
wants to
happened.
know if you think LeBron got that new hair from the set of his barbershop show.
Just like the leftovers.
He just picked it up off the floor.
Just glue it on, man. Just glue it on. I just need something here.
That's
Just
really
give me-
why he wanted to do the barber shop.
It's like, LeBron, that's pubes. I've been manscaping. It's
Don't
cool.
care. Don't care. Just glue it on.
That's why when that lawsuit with Alabama spun up, LeBron's like, "Look, man, just like let this go away. Like I only need 2 more shows, and I got what I need."
My
Like,
hair's
come
kind of
on now.
curly. Those pubes are gonna match. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, this last fight, this is one that we almost saw last night. It almost happened live on network TV, but apparently they just resulted to just name calling and basically embarrassing the American public. Trump versus Biden. Who wins in a fight between Trump and Biden? Drew, who you got in this one? Not political, just strictly fighting. 2 70-plus-year-old white dudes going at it on the sidewalk, maybe at a Perkins, something where they're like mad. He cut him off walking around the mall. Who wins this fight?
That's easy. That Biden, he's got like
Yeah.
6-inch reach over him.
Yeah.
Not to mention he knocks Trump in the face.
Trump's
once
got
and
the weight
his
advantage.
Fake nose falls off. His fake wig falls
The
off.
weight advantage.
Like, yeah, that's an easy one.
You know what I
hands
feel like?
down.
I feel like if they were to get into a fight, Biden would give Trump a noogie, and then Trump would be pissed and leave. That would be the whole fight. It would
Yeah.
just, like it wouldn't be
That's
a real fight.
100% accurate.
Yeah, that's exactly how that'd go down.
All right, so we're all in agreement. Biden would win in a fight over Trump.
Yeah,
hands
unfortunately,
down.
Biden's not
Easily.
winning in November, but he would win this
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, because Trump brought back
Because,
football.
like,
that,
seriously,
right?
does Trump look like he's done anything active, and I mean anything active in at least 4 years now? Like, I
Well,
don't think
he
that
ain't
dude
fucked
has done
Melania
it.
in like 10 years. so-
Excuse me. I've seen the pictures of Trump golfing, and it takes an athlete to golf coming from a golfer. So yes, he
Okay,
has done
all right.
some activities.
Besides
you.
walk on and off Air Force One, I don't think he's done anything athletic.
All right, that's been Who You Got. We'll do that. Maybe that'll be a regular segment that we do with Kelly Pavlik on the show. Who knows? Maybe. We'll see. Let's
Yeah,
get
I mean, I heard he's got another couple of good sets lined up for us in a couple of weeks here in the next.
maybe
UFC
next
card.
week. We'll see what happens
Why
next
not,
week.
right?
Might have Kelly Pavlik back on the show next week. Let's give a shout out to our friends at Dugout Mugs. Listen, everybody,
Tell
we
him
got
to bring a bottle. That silence you hear is Mike falling off of his chair.
We want to give a shout out to Dugout Mugs. Listen, everybody, baseball playoffs are in full swing, and there's only one way that every baseball fan should be enjoying their beer, and that's from a Dugout Mugs baseball bat mug. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com/craft and get 15% off your order. All your favorite teams, customizable designs, wine glasses made from bats, bat shot glasses, which was featured in Greg from Sports Dance's video that he did in our bet on the Bengals-Eagles game. Well done, Greg. Bottle openers made from baseballs, tons of stuff. They have a new shirt out with a beer bottle opener built into the shirt so you can open your beer from your t-shirt.
Need.
Excellent idea. Fantastic idea. Hit them up, dugoutmugs.com. Get 15% off your order. That's dugoutmugs.com/craft. All right, fellas. What are we going to do? Let's stick to sports, I guess. We should stick to sports for a little bit.
Might as well. What else
we
we
got
doing over here?
we got some time, so let's just go ahead and stick to sports. Kelly, you want to stick to sports? All right, Kelly Pavlik wants to stick to sports, so I think we should.
Kelly's
Let's
in.
do it.
think we should stick to sports. So COVID hitting the NFL, fellas. We got an NFL game officially postponed because of COVID. Is this the beginning of the end for the NFL?
Yes.
No.
Ooh, okay. All right. Let's go this way. Notre Dame now 18 positive tests in their most recent COVID testing. They have a bye week this week, but back supposedly next week. Is Notre Dame getting the Rona the end of college football as we know, the beginning of the end of college football as we know it?
No, because nobody's going to notice that they're not playing.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You
I mean, come
son.
on, Scott.
Hey,
You're
Mike,
going so
stick
far
to
out of your way
sports.
there to
Stick
try to
to
do it.
sports.
I'm so mad right now. I am so mad at you. Like, you thought I was
Let's
mad
ask-
before.
Let's
Furious.
ask Freddie
right now.
Freeman what he thinks.
Real funny, Scott. Great. Let's get right into that then. Let's talk playoff baseball. Here we go. The Civil War has started. Reds versus Braves. One of the impetuses that started this show are regular in-season fights about the Reds and the Braves. An awful game today. Just a
God, it was bad.
pitiful.
No, take that back. It was good for the first 7 or 8 innings.
It really was. Like,
it was a very well pitched game, and it was exactly what I expected. I was like, man, these are two really good pitchers. They're gonna come out and just be dealing, and they did. Like, they put on a show.
dude, Fried and Bauer both looked so good in that game. And Fried impressed the hell out of me to start off the game with 2 singles and then a ground out from Joey Votto and have runners on second and third with 1 out, and to get out of that with no runs. Granted, the Reds can fucking eat a dick when it comes to runners in scoring position, but great pitching on his part for a dude making his first start in the playoffs. And I know he's pitched in the playoffs before, but his first start in the playoffs, that's amazing. Like, that's impressive from that dude.
Well, and the funniest part is you say, but I think that the funniest part about the whole Reds Braves thing is how much our teams mirror each other over the years that we've known each other, and how like we've brought that up. Well, the fact that you said that the Reds had issues with it, the Braves scored on 43% of having a runner at third and less than 2 outs in the entire season. Like, that's horrendous. So it was no shock that they did what they did today, but there the Reds were like matching them pitch for pitch on the whole like shittiest of, like it was the first one to score and nobody wanted to do it.
Dude,
Nobody.
I have never been so mad watching a baseball game than I was watching the Reds squander opportunity after opportunity in that game. Like, I can't count how many times the Reds had runners on the corners with 1 out and couldn't get a goddamn run across. Like, and first of all, if I have to listen to another baseball game where Alex Rodriguez is the announcer, I'm going to lose my mind. I can't stand Alex Rodriguez doing commentary.
You got to go radio with that.
Oh, my
I tuned in
God.
for 1/2 inning and I was out. He's the worst.
He's awful. He's sitting there
Oh,
like,
yeah, just turn on 700. Listen to Marty Brenneman. It'll be fine.
You could listen to his son.
nope, can't. He quit.
Yeah, he quit. All right. Speaking of stick to sports, raise your hand if you think that he quit this week,
Right.
or if the Reds were like, "Hey, we've got one of 2 options."
yeah, that's what it was. It was 100% the here's column A or column B. Which one do you want? And he was like,
And
you
he
know
goes,
what?
column B. They go, that was the wrong answer. You want column A, don't you?
So there have been a couple teams that have punched their ticket to the next round in the playoffs.
And the Astros are one of them.
Yeah. How mad are people going to be when the Astros win the World Series this year?
I am going to laugh so hard. I actually think it would be hilarious. Because I got, how many people text me or ask me about the Astros end of season, all of their players and their superstar guys with their end of season batting averages when they were like in the toilet.
Yeah.
Like, so many people brought that up. So the fact that they could, if they were to win the World Series, oh God, it would infuriate people.
Yeah, people would be very, very upset about that one. So Houston moves on. Minnesota has not won a playoff game in 18 games now?
games. Although this is
it's
the
been
first time.
it's been many decades though.
And I only know this, like I know that I'm wrong when I say this, but it's like every one of them except for the last two came against the Yankees. I don't know how many first round matchups between the Twins and the Yankees that there have been over the last decade plus, but it seemed like every single time they were getting eliminated by the Yankees. So at least they're mixing it up this time. They're like, hey, we're not getting eliminated by the Yankees.
We got
We're
eliminated
making
by
progress.
another team that everybody hates now. Cool. Biscuit wants to know, A-Rod or Joe Buck, you can only listen to one call for the rest of your life. Who are you listening to, A-Rod or
Joe
Buck?
Buck, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I'm with
No,
you.
I already posted the right answer. It's deafness. I'm just gonna shove a fucking ice pick in both eardrum and just call it a day. So you know what? I need to hear my kids' first words. Ain't that fucking important?
Tabari also, he's upset about the Astros winning, but here's why I think baseball fans that don't like the Astros should cheer for them to win this. Because yes, it's a World Series trophy and the Astros fans get one, but you are already putting an asterisk on one of their World Series, and everybody's going to put an asterisk on this one. So why not let it be the Astros so that you can literally say the only time you've got a World Series is when it doesn't really count?
Well, but like, aren't two asterisks really nothing? Isn't it like a double negative?
Asterisks is a really hard word to say when you've been drinking.
Asterisks.
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 It's
for
one of
the
those weird
Astros.
ones where the plural's like astri.
Asterixes. Is it? What is the plural?
Asterixes.
What is the plural of asterisk?
I
Is
don't know. I don't think there's ever more than one.
I was gonna say, I don't think
Asterisks?
there's really supposed
Yes,
to be
there
one.
is. There's all.
No, yeah,
there's
there is
definitely
almost
more
legal
than one.
documents and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
Right.
you get two asterisks
I
back
think
to
it's just
back.
Like, I'm
asterisk.
pretty sure in the agreement with Kelly Pavlik, we had an agreement that if he didn't show up and didn't give us 15 minutes notice, he gave us his belt, right?
I think we deserve the belt.
I'm
We
pretty sure that
absolutely
was
deserve
a
the belt.
triple asterisk footnote.
Yeah. Biscuit.
So you
Biscuits.
can mail that overnight to Drex Avenue.
Biscuit saying the plural of asterisk is Astros.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
Fantastic.
Tampa Bay, they punched their ticket into the next round after
You mean
beating.
Tampa Bay?
Yeah,
Or is that only for football?
that's only for football. But wait a second,
They
hang
beat
on
the
a second.
brakes
But I mean,
off the
they're
Blue
winning
Jays.
though.
They-
So like,
They did beat the Blue Jays badly. The Buffalo Blue Jays of Toronto, they got beat pretty badly in that. But here's what sucks. You have the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the Stanley Cup. You have Tampa Bay
Holy
starting to do some things, and now the Rays move on. Is Tampa Bay becoming a sports town?
yeah, who cares? Baraka and Shaquille O'Neal are sitting next to each other at the NBA Finals game.
In the virtual fan?
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
Shaq wearing
so-
a shirt that says "Tell me how my ass tastes"?
So
I
they're-
can't see.
they're
was that
not
Larry
really-
Bird, Dirk Nowinski. The best part about it though is that like President Obama
Whoa.
looks super sickly and thin, and then you realize, oh no, Shaq's just massive.
Dirk who?
Nowinski.
Oh, okay. I didn't think that's what you said.
No, it is what I said, dummy.
You got the Yankees. What's the score of the Yankees-Indians game? Anybody know on that one?
I turned it off for the Lakers.
Are the Yankees kicking their teeth in?
Probably.
again?
No, the Tribe is up, I think 3-0. But right now the Lakers are down 11 with 5 left in the first.
Okay,
quarter.
so great transition, Drew.
go
Let's
Heat.
talk. Let's talk basketball. Do you think the Heat can do it? Can the Heat pull off the miracle and upset the Lakers?
no,
They can upset them to the 6th game.
So you got
They
Lakers
can-
in
they can
6.
force- yes, Lakers in 6.
I have Lakers. Lakers are gonna win it in 5, but I want to give the Heat 6 just to give them credit. Like LeBron's not gonna. He's not gonna go down like this. It ain't happening.
Where's that Nostradamus that predicted that the Heat would make it past the Eastern Conference Finals? Like when it was clear that they were about to do it. What's he think?
the dude that was he's
We reach back out to him on Twitter and be like, "What you got on this one?"
he's gonna
Like-
wait until after Game 3, and
right.
he's gonna be like, "I think the Heat have a chance in this one." Scott and
There's some
Tabari
dude on the
both
Heat
chiming
who
in.
has a
Thank you, Scott and
patchier
Tabari,
hair
4-1.
than LeBron.
The Heat are such a weird team. Like, I feel like they're just playing with house money, but it's also like as people are like hyping them up about, there's all this excitement about the Heat and what they've done in the playoffs, but at the same time, all we've heard for years is people shitting on LeBron because it's the Eastern Conference and nobody cares about the Eastern Conference and it's easy to win. And here's Jimmy Butler coming to Miami, and all of a sudden Tyler Hero is a god in basketball, and the Heat are able to make it through the Eastern Conference because Giannis shits down his leg. Look,
the thing is, all Frank Vogel has to do is not fuck this up. Like, Spoelstra is a great coach and all, but the talent of the Heat is trash.
Is it though?
Trash.
I don't
know it is.
I don't know if the talent is trash. It's just that it's not superstar
It's
level.
not. Look at it this way. It's not LeBron, AD, and I'll throw
What
Rondo
is though?
in there.
What is LeBron AD? Like, you're talking two of the best in the league, man. There's no teams that have two like that.
That's my point. So you're gonna let's play.
But no,
that game,
no.
right?
I'm not saying the Heat are gonna win. I'm saying you're calling the Heat trash when they're not trash. They're just not superstar elite level. They're just a bunch of really good players.
So in the modern day NBA, that makes you trash. It
What?
does.
Wait,
Yes.
so you're telling me there's one team that's good and then everybody else is trash because nobody else compares to that level.
No. Nice.
I don't get what you're
hot
saying.
take. Nice try.
I don't get what
hot
you're
take
saying. You make no
magnet
sense,
over
Drew.
here. Okay.
To be
why don't
fair,
you
that's what we were told during the Warriors run there.
Also true, but why don't you just go back to the Libertard show where you belong, Mr. Hot Take? And what I'm trying to say is you've got like the Lakers with their 2 stars. You've got the Nets with their 2 stars. You've got the Warriors with their 2 stars and a guy that kicks people in the nuts. And that's your top echelon. The reason that Giannis is in a tough spot is who's his second?
Drew, I just want to back up for a second. I just want to clarify before we move on to last call. You highlighted the Lakers and then 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs.
Because they decided to take this year off. They were tired and they needed a nap. Okay.
You highlighted the Lakers and 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs as the top tier echelon, and then said Giannis is after that.
Mike looked at the ceiling because he was like, "Wait a minute, this is so confusing."
I
The answer
did.
must be on the
No,
ceiling.
I had to do math on that
you
one.
You can say whatever you want, but Klay Thompson was out all year, and so was KD. So, yeah, you're right. They didn't make the playoffs this year because half of their 2 stars were out, and oh my God, they didn't have 2 stars and they didn't make the playoffs. That just makes my argument for me.
No, that doesn't. It doesn't make your argument at all. Because I'm not.
Logic.
All
Have you
I'm
been
saying
drinking
is,
again?
Drew. All I'm saying
Obviously.
is, you called the Heat trash. You called the Heat
Yes.
trash, and they are
Yes.
not trash. Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo is a fucking
No.
monster.
Time out. You cannot quote Tyler Hero as someone with talent because no one knew his name before the bubble.
UK fans did. BBN baby.
BBN.
Wow. That's who you want to align yourself with right now? Seriously?
No, all I'm
Seriously?
saying,
Why don't
Drew,
you
is
and Chris Mack and Calipari
Okay,
just go and
fine.
horses then?
fine. Let's do this. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, like those are 2 solid players. Those you can't call
Jimmy
them,
Butler star, Bam Adebayo role player at best.
but not trash. That's all I'm trying to say. You're calling them trash. They're not fucking trash.
You're nitpicking to try to make a compelling argument so that we can, sell sponsorship deals here on the show. And I'm trying to have
Let's give a shout out to More Labs. Drew needs it. Drew needs some More Labs tonight. This
I
is
ain't
last call.
drunk like
No,
that.
you're clearly fucking drunk if you think the Heat are trash. This is Last Call, brought to you by More Labs. Drink 1 bottle of morning recovery while you're partying or making
Check
terrible
their
takes
NBA
like the
2K
Heat are
rankings.
trash
Check 'em.
and bounce back quickly the next morning. Guaranteed. Just go to
We need to call this
morelabs.com.
section of the show "Wide on Wide Crime."
Use the code SPORTS.
Lakers within 6, by the way, with AD and Brown on the bench. Suck it.
Use the code SPORTS at checkout for 20% off your non-subscription purchase. This week, Scott, you didn't even get to intro your beer this week because you were going through all your issues. What were you drinking this week? And we were rating these on the major playoff schedule from playoff scale from MLS all the way up to NHL. What were you drinking, Scott?
I was drinking Destination Unknown Coastal IPA.
Dubco?
Yeah. This is a collaboration between Destination Unknown and Coastal Kitchen Breweries, and it is a fantastic IPA with coconut, mango, vanilla, and lactose. I will say, not very much mango flavor, but outside of that, I'm putting this. If NHL is the top of my scale, then I'm going. This is all the way in the back of the net, NHL style. This is delicious.
Damn. Okay. Drew, what were you drinking and rated on the playoff scale from MLS up to NHL?
Yeah, so I screwed this up. It is Abnormal as the brewer, simply different, just their catchphrase. The beer itself is just called Cherry Limeade, which when you make a beer this good, like, why fuck around and name it something else? This was absolutely fantastic. The cherry flavor came through. The only reason to me why it's not NHL rated is I didn't catch enough of the lime to give it that. So I am going to go ahead and do what I backtracked on earlier in the show, and I'm going to give it March Madness. I said it's a college football playoff earlier, but no, this is definitely a March Madness. If I could have tasted a little bit more of that lime on the back end, then it would have been all the way there. But otherwise, super strong beer, super delicious. Can't recommend enough.
I was drinking That's What's Up. This is from Gun Hill Brewing.
Can we have you pronounce the name of that beer every week?
Yeah, sure.
That needs to be a new drop.
Once again, this beer.
That should be the lead into the white on white crime show or segment.
Once again, this beer that I was drinking was That's What's Up. This is from Gun Hill Brewing.
Yeah.
In the Bronx, New York. I gotta tell you, this beer, it's what's up. It is a good beer. It is delicious. I would put this one. I started off by saying that this one. I honestly don't remember because
what kind of beer was that?
It's a New England IPA.
Nice.
So it's nice and hazy. It's got some fruity notes to it. I mean, it is a solid brew plus very sneaky 7%. Like you don't even realize that you are getting a little toasty. Next thing you know, you're angry.
You're saying that the Heat aren't trash.
Get the fuck out of here, Drew. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's what's up.
Anyways, this one, I would put this one. I'm not saying NHL. I'm not saying this is the best of the best, but I would put this at, as much as I hate to say this, college football playoff. And I don't even like, I mean, I was the dude that fought against college football playoffs for so long, but goddamn, I love me some college football playoffs.
Again, the impetus of the show.
Yep, exactly. I would put this
You don't get the show.
I would put this right at college football playoffs. It's exciting. It speaks to me on a different level, one that I just want to eat it up. That's What's Up is a fantastic brew. This has been Last Call, brought to you by More Labs. Again, morelabs.com. Use the code SPORTS and get 20% off your entire order.
Sell out.
Fellas, this has been a show.
Wow, imagine that. Jimmy Butler's on the bench and the Lakers went on a 14-2 run to tie it. Shocker.
I don't know. So you're telling me that...
What's your point?
I'm telling you that the only star player the Heat have is sitting down and they just gave up a 12-point lead.
Okay, but that doesn't mean the rest of the roster is trash. It just means LeBron and AD are that good, bro.
Okay, fine. I'll say mediocre. Whatever you want me to phrase it as. Great. They're not winning titles.
You picked against the Chiefs and points. Like, what are we talking about?
It's a different sport, Scott. That is irrelevant.
It doesn't matter.
Irrelevant.
It's all lumped in. Like, I'm not taking advice from you.
It was
Ain't no one saying you gotta take
Mahomes
advice from me.
plus 3.5.
31-28 end of the first quarter. How about that, though?
Mahomes
How about that?
plus
Hey,
3.5.
a quick sip, chug, drain, pour. Kelly bailing on us and ghosting us. Spectrum Internet or Drew's pick of the Ravens.
Drain pour all that bullshit right there.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I'm
pretty
saying.
good.
Drain
Yeah,
pours
yeah.
all around. Screw
I will say
it
I
all.
want to separate Spectrum though. They deserve their own drain pour. They're like a sewer pour.
Guys,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'll pour them right in the porta potty.
Thank you for sticking with us tonight. We obviously had some technical issues to start with. We had a guest stand us up. It's been a typical Craft Brewed Sports Wednesday, everybody.
It's normal.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Craft B Sports. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. We're everywhere. We're on Stitcher, Google Play, Apple Podcasts. We're on Amazon. We're on Spotify. Literally anywhere you can get a podcast, we're there. So subscribe, rate, review.
We're just not on Kelly's docket.
We're not on the ghost list. Also, we want to give a shout out to Belly Up Sports. Be sure to follow all the podcasts on Belly Up Sports. Go to bellyupsports.com. Subscribe to all the podcasts that are in the Belly Up Podcast Network. Thanks to Belly Up for keeping us around. Second week with you. Thought it was going to be a bigger week than it was, and I guess shit had a different way to go. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for sharing out the show. We appreciate you. We'll be back next week. Cheers, everybody.
You know what? Belly up. That's what's up.
Purple and gold, baby. Let's do it.
Get out of here.